we are going to get into some things today. Okay, I have a Reddit question that I came across that I felt like we just really need to talk about. But first, my name is Victoria. I'm a 13-year hair vet, and this is the Grit Glamour podcast. This is the podcast where I tell you all the things you should, could, or would need to know to survive this industry. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the things. So the title of this comment, I should say, is being a hairstylist means to also being a hairstylist means to some also being a social media influencer. Okay. So it says, I know some of y'all are probably in the same boat as me and tired of having to be an influencer and also a hairstylist. I understand that having a presence is important, but I just can't keep up with the need for stories and reels in order to be relevant. I really dislike the need for this and want to quit social media, but because of work, it's so hard. Any advice? I'm like low-key, I'm low-key annoyed. Just a little piece. I understand where this person is coming from. Okay. So I'm annoyed, but I feel you. Okay. Here's the thing. Those things have always been a part of being a hairstylist. But let's just start there. I think that it has just been magnified because of social media. Okay. At the end of the day, being social was always going to be a part of this. First and foremost, you have always been the influencer of your industry. Okay. It's always been about us being the pinnacle of hair, things, and being the go-to person to solve hair and all those kinds of things. So it's like, I get it, because social media, I think, is what is making this person flustered. Which is fine. Like, I totally get that. But it is now easier than ever, I feel, to share your work, share who you are, share what you do, and have visibility. Because part of it is, now mind you, I graduated cosmetology school in 2012. Okay. We are just on the cusp at that point of like Instagram, Snapchat era. What else was back then? Vine, all those different things, right? Social media was a thing, right? It's not new, but it definitely wasn't like it is now. At least to my knowledge, it wasn't. We were still, at that point, we were starting to take pictures of our work, but we still, are coming from the generation that had physical like portfolios, that were getting professional like models and all these things done. We still were, taught to go pass out cards and all those kind of things, which I still think to a certain extent that passing out cards does, bring in clientele. I just think you have to be strategic about it. But marketing itself was extremely hard. Like, you were dishing out all this money, and we got to think about the media itself, right? We still were in the era of like, really heavy on newspapers and these medias still exist. So I'm not saying that they don't exist. It's just that the way that we marketed beauty and the way that we marketed, salons was totally different. Think about magazines, for example. Like, how many people read physical magazines now? Most of it has gone digital. And now even with the digital layout, it's much different. You don't have necessarily companies doing full page ads or half of a page or whatever. Like, even the layout just within media itself is different. So, like I said, I get why they would be frustrated. However, like I said, also, we are now in an era where it's easier than ever for people to find you. It's easier than ever to, make the money that you really want to make, and you're not working like a dog. I feel like this person's working like a dog because their marketing is not where it necessarily needs to be, or that they're trying to market too widely to everybody. That way they feel like they have to touch every single point. You know what I'm saying? To get where they're trying to go. And I just don't think that you have to do that in this era. And if I need to make a separate episode about that, I am more than happy to do that. But it's like the clients are in your chair anyway. And I personally think that you should be taking pictures of your work anyway, because, and not even just because of the client perspective. I think that you need to do it because of you, because as stylists, we grow over time. We're artists, right? And over time we grow. So to me, it doesn't make sense like to not track your progress. The stylist that I was in 2013 is definitely not the stylist that I am now in 2026. And it's more than likely not going to be the stylist that I am in 2033. So, it's cool for me to even see my progress as a stylist, right? But my thing is that, how cool is it that we all walk around with phones that connect us to the globe? And also think about it too. The internet does not sleep. Just because you go to sleep does not mean that everyone else is asleep. How many times are you doom scrolling at 1 a.m. and there's somebody on live? Hello. Just because you see a post doesn't mean the person just posted it. They could have posted it 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 4 days, 4 hours, and now you're seeing it. We're now in a space where you could post something and it's evergreen, as long as the app don't shut down. But it's evergreen in the sense of it's going to keep working for you. You just got to keep feeding your machine. So, yes, is it a little bit daunting to constantly have to come up with things? Sure. But also at the same time, if you allow yourself to have time to work on your business and not just in your business, and this applies to suite, it applies to commission, it applies to booth rent, it does not matter. Just because you're working up under somebody does not mean you should just be letting them feed you everything, because if they feed you, they can starve you. But it's just that, this is such a great opportunity to showcase your skills, showcase your talent, let people know who you are, and it keep working for you. I could post something today, Friday, at 7 p.m., and somebody may not see it for 2 more months, but they still saw it. So if you are, going through the social media marketing blues of it all, I don't want you to give up, because it is super powerful. It keeps working for you even when you're not working. You could be taking a week off, and content that you posted 2 months ago could be having people sending you inquiries where, even if they're not a fit, that's still somebody that knows about your business. And if they are a fit, that's a potential client. That's potential, money for your salon or whatever you're trying to do. So I really don't like this mindset of, well, I didn't sign up to be an influencer, but you kind of did though. It's just that it looks differently in 2026 than it might have been in 1994. You have to think, the generation of hairstylists like before us, who they were influencers, like whether you want to believe it or not. That's why I say that's always been the case. It just looks a little bit different in our current state, but it's always been a part of it. You should always, even if, and we're gonna talk later about, style behind the chair and stuff like that, but you should always have your hair done. If you're an extension specialist and you don't wear extensions, that doesn't make sense. If you're a vivid specialist and you don't have vivids, that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Even if you're dressed like Adam Sandler, your hair needs to be done, because this is your industry. This is your profession. This is what you do all day, So, I don't want people to get discouraged, but I just saw this Reddit question and I was like, oh, we got to talk about that. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like, are you anti-social media and you're ready to just throw in the towel and you don't care? Or are you using social media to the absolute max and to the best of your abilities? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm finna head up out of here, but don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Don't forget to like. Also, don't forget to turn on the notification bell. That way you are notified every time that I upload. I hope that everybody has a wonderful day, because I plan on doing the same. Don't forget that you may be in business for yourself, but you are not by yourself. Okay. So until next time, take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of your clients, and I'll see you later. Bye.